We'll get into the funny haha. We're going to talk about a little bit of drama that I may or may not have injected myself into. This is about Celestium, who got banned on Twitch. Um and well, I may or may not had gone off on the person, um telling them to get off the internet, touch grass, and I have a do better with their life. Oh, shit, I forgot about that. Oh, oops, finally got. Oh, his was the one that got hidden too. Weird that his got hidden too. Yeah, he responded and we went from that because other people. You're literally trying to placate being a Christian, telling me I was deceived. I wasn't. I read the receipts. You're backing off. Good for you. And he never intended to do any harm to Celestium. I also worry about Elra. I can't remember her name. She wants no part of this person too, because and then he tries to fire back at me saying, "Oh, and another thing, you being a vampire makes you a demon. Don't you realize that?" And my favorite thing is, and Ben gets in here and goes,
does that have to do with anything? What does that have to do with anything? What?
So yeah, it's weird, and it's drama. This is probably going to be the most dramatic thing we're going to talk about. No, I watch history stuff and cop stuff. Never mind. This is par for the course for reacts. But I want to keep this going. It needs to be stated that Celestium got brigaded. It got banned off Twitch, and it was a brigading ban, meaning it was just a whole bunch of people reporting her account to ban her with no evidence. And this is her first ban, and it's bad. Like, I don't think anyone should ever be banned off of a platform. Everyone should have a voice. But if there are terms of service and you violate them, the platform has the right to do something about it. There's some people that get make the exceptions. I'm not going to say that person's name. I refuse to say that person's name because pretty much Voldemort. Oh, and of course, I did not unmute. Just tap. See, this is why why I'm a bad person.
Hey, what's up, guys? Riff here. So unfortunately, today we're going over yet another example.
Also, by the way, this is Rev Says Des. He's talking about the Celestium entire situation here. I'm gonna move my happy ass so I'm not being eaten by Rev. I listen to his stuff. I don't always agree with Rev's stuff because he'll say certain things. I'm like, I don't agree with that. But I'm a person who likes to listen to everyone and come up with my own thoughts. Whether or not I agree with them or not, or my thoughts align or not, is up to me, not up to anyone else but myself. I'd rather have as much information as possible. And before anyone goes, before I even went after that person, I actually went, okay, why did Celestium get banned? We don't know. Okay, what's this? Let me get all of the evidence I can possibly get before I make my decision. I didn't just rush in there. So seems like it. I was also kind of mad on Tuesday. I wasn't in the best headspace, so I was looking for a fight to pick. So, but I still took the time to go. Hold on. Before I pick the fight, is this justified? Oh, it's justified. Okay.
Of cancel culture affecting VTubers And in this case, people are looking at the surrounding circumstances and identifying possibly negligent behavior or even malicious behavior as well. Now, the unfortunate target of this recent campaign is a VTuber by the name of Celestium, who is an open Christian, and that fact will be relevant for a good portion of today's video. Now, unfortunately for Celestium, their Twitch channel has been banned for a violation of Twitch's community guidelines, specifically for hateful conduct. And on appeal, a very real human being looked over this situation and upheld the decision, and she is still banned for at least another week. Now,
So I'm pretty sure we'll see if Rev talks about it. Celestium did talk about this in her stream after the ban had happened. Her first stream, and this was in her Kick, which again, everyone goes support me on Kick. We'll be doing YouTube and X streams before you know it too. But she explained that this is her first ban, and she got a 7-day ban, mind you. First day, her first official like breaking of the rules, like major ban, and it's a 7-day. Let that settle in.
If Celestium looks familiar to you, that's because we have talked about her before. See, recently she was also in another unfair situation where she was booted from a partnership with the plushie company Makeshift, despite the fact that her and her community funded the entire campaign only to have them turn around and cancel it at the last moment. And in their explanation,
which again, that's bullshit. From what I know, is that also got brigaded. And we do know who did that as well, but that situation should have been resolved. I think Celestium and Leaflet went, okay, fine, fuck it, we'll do it ourselves, and have like everyone that put in for it got refunded, and then they just turned around and went to Leaflet, and Leaflet put it up, and I think they got it funded through them now. I don't know, don't quote me on that, I could be wrong.
As to why this happened, they cited unspecified tweets. And as I said in my previous video, in my opinion, the reason why they're unspecified is, well, there's a likely chance that those unspecified tweets reflect her religious beliefs, and they don't want to specify the tweets because it would make them look like they are taking her religion out on her and punishing her for her religious beliefs, which would obviously look really bad for them.
Yeah, I support Rev. I support all the creators. If I want to do, like, when I watch like Fat Electrician and all of them, when I want to watch it without ads, I just go to Pepperbox. So there's that.
Obviously look really bad for them. Now, all this doesn't really surprise me because that same company got rid of me about a year ago for making edgier content. But that was a whole fiasco. But now we're returning to the current situation involving Celestium. We have another unfair line of treatment heading her way where she has been banned.
By the way, she's been banned, but her page isn't gone. And normally when you get banned, your page completely disappears until you're unbanned. Ask me how I know.
And on Twitch in a very vague way once again. And this is something she explained in a recent video she uploaded to YouTube talking about the process, and we're just going to listen to a quick clip to get some context here.
But if you're here, you probably know that today I got a 7-day suspension from Twitch for hateful conduct, and that's all I know. Today while I was at work, right before I had another client call, went to go check on my Twitch because, you know, I usually check every day to see what's going on and if there's anything I can do better as a streamer. You know, there's a lot behind the scenes that goes in my mind, and I found out today that I got suspended. I checked my email and it looks like I also got an email too. They did not link the VOD. They did not quote anything. They just said, you're suspended for 7 days because of hateful conduct. Eventually I came through once the initial shock was over and I checked my VODs because I'm like, well, I don't know what I said. I've said different things before, and this is the first time in years of having my Twitch account that I get suspended. Even when my Roblox drama happened, I didn't get suspended from Twitch. And the VOD from last night's stream is gone. Gone without a trace. Now, thankfully,
So, and that's kind of that's a little sus. Or if Twitch just, so Twitch deletes your VOD. If you get suspended or banned, Twitch will delete the VOD if it's something extremely heinous. Like if I were to just sit here and spout racial slurs for the next 15 minutes, there wouldn't be anything left of my channel. But that would also be true across most platforms, including being on Twitch, Kick, being on YouTube as well. They just nuke me completely. I'd be gone, and that would have to get deleted because they don't want that on there. She got suspended on Twitch. They deleted the VOD, but Kick, YouTube, and Rumble, none of them got rid of it. They're all still up. Which, if it was that bad, all of the platforms would have nuked that VOD. They would have taken out the piece and shown, hey, this is what we're talking about in the suspension, and then nuke the VOD, except for that piece that they keep as data for themselves to point to show you. That's what they're supposed to do if it's something that bad. But it's not banned on anything else but Twitch.
Stream, so it's not gone, and I also
Kind of
reported it because it
suspicious.
was
Just
a Twitch
saying.
chatting stream, but that stream last night was gone. Well, I can't pin it on a specific person. Actually, I can. Let me not lie. I can pin it on them because they were open about what they did. And I'm sure they're watching with an alt right now because they think that they're sly, they think they're slick. I'm watching you, you son of Satan. Anyway, I'm watching you. Don't think I don't know what you're saying about me behind my back. I know what you're doing. And you are a mentally ill person. You are no believer. You are no Christian. You've given over to your vices. You have the chain on you, and it is tight. Now I'm praying for you. I'm still praying for you. But I know it's you. I genuinely don't understand what specific part of last night's stream could have triggered it. Twitch will maybe clarify. I did submit an appeal.
So with that context, to add on to it, there is a lot of speculation as to why this happened, because in the stream, she was talking about normal run-of-the-mill stuff.
Yep.
Her stream was dual streamed onto YouTube as well, and that wasn't something that was flagged for any sort of behavior. She's not trying to hide anything. It's very, very suspicious, and people, when confronted with a vague ban, start to fill in the gaps. This was simply for hateful behavior with no description added, so did it have something to do with her religious views? Did it have something to do with the topic she covered? Nobody really knows. But all throughout all this, people are focusing, of course, about the fact that she's an open Christian, but also there was a mention of a particular individual. Now, since the last...
There you go. There's the name. That, like, almost all, except for his new main account, all his other accounts have been nuked off the internet. The same.
Hours, their account has been nuked. This Inuzuka Ray individual who is quite deranged. Now, here is someone who took roughly 35 minutes to scroll through this person's account just to give you a taste of how deranged this individual is. But they were...
Yeah, this is... Yeah, so 35 minutes scrolling Inuzuka Ray Twitter from February 11th. To its creation of January 26th. So 26th. So what? 14 days? 579 posts in 17 days. Mostly about Celestium.
Obsessed.
I love
with
that.
Celestium in a very unhealthy and unhinged way.
Yeah. I swear to God, if Celestium attacks Elra, I'll make sure Celestium doesn't see Jesus again. And there's actually, I almost want to pull it up. Let me see how far down that is in my notifications. Probably pretty far down. Uh, Holy cow. Holy cow, yeah, it's. I'm not going to. Actually, let's see. Probably getting close. Oh, wow. No, I passed it. Where is it? It was pretty like a tweet. Oh yeah. Here we go. Okay, so it's not that far back. Uh, Kind of. Don't worry about female queen. Don't worry about me being wanted for using the word retard. That was from yesterday too. So it's the 10th. Oh my god. Okay, so that was the morning. And then that was me going to bed. Oh, where? I literally just pulled it up. Oh, here it is. Yeah. So Ember posted this. And this is kind of how psychotic this person is. I feel extremely sorry for you. What I did was wrong, but also for your own good. I don't want you to get hurt by any criticisms. I defend you on good cause. Of Elra saying, I don't want you anywhere near me. I may not be part of your community. I will still support you. I will fight for just about any VTuber, especially since, oh god, fan. That makes a lot more sense. I understand war is never the answer. Well, sometimes it is. Pretty much, yeah. He just kind of goes off about Elra pretty hard to the point that the best way to put it is he's got that obsessive streak that like presidents of fan clubs used to have and would, kill the pop artist because they need to be with them and them alone. Yeah.
Saying this recently
Yeah. A little
he says
crazy.
March 8th, I swear to God, if Celestium attacks Ilara, I will make sure
I'm gonna shrink
Celestium
myself
doesn't
down
see
too.
Jesus again. A very not so vague threat right there. Also saying that they support cancel culture and even sometimes participate in it too. Celestium does not get to whistleblow at people for what we speak of and what we do, especially when it comes to her little incident in Roblox. So the little incident in Roblox was a time where people...
I do also state this, the person protected child touchers in Roblox. And if you guys know anything about Roblox is kind of in deep shit for allowing predators on there. I can't say that P word because YouTube doesn't like that P word specifically. So yeah, they don't like that word, and this person actively went to protect them.
Approached her in the game and asked about Jesus.
Just saying.
And she gave them answers.
Yes,
and
I'm
people
small.
to this day
I'm
justify
small.
anything bad happening to her because of that incident, which I don't think most people have any sort of a problem with. But this individual, who clearly has a hostile attitude towards Celestium, and I'm just scraping the surface of the tweets, by the way, and also supports cancel culture.
He really is. He really is.
No surprise that they made this tweet saying, "Heads up, folks. Mass reports Celestium for hateful conduct. Twitch already hit Maria Grace, another VTuber, with a ban for a week. Let's see if Celestium gets the same thing. If Twitch bans Celestium, that will be the only thing I want to see before my stuff can go back on track." So they're openly calling for a false flag campaign against Celestium for
which, by the way, is against TOS.
Hateful conduct, and that was from a few weeks ago. And they said they already successfully did this against a different VTuber named Maria Grace, who's also an open Christian. They were banned for 1 week for hateful conduct. Does that sound familiar? Well, that's the exact same thing that happened to Celestium. And the same person who targeted Maria was targeting Celestium. Now, of course...
I do want to state this, and Twitch can come after me all they want. I'll just stream all now and kick and start streaming on YouTube again and on X. But seriously, I'm cool with keeping to the rules, but you gotta also uphold actually investigating. You can't just go, "Oh, okay, cool, ban this person." Just no, you need to like actually investigate things, see what the fuck's going on. Twitch, you need to be better, but it's never going to change as long as Dan Clancy's CEO of Twitch. Let's just go cry to
whether it was directly because of this person's efforts
Amazon
or a combination of many things. At the end of the day, she was banned on Twitch, and she, of course, is available on all these other platforms as well for the meantime and in the future as well. But a lot of people were rallying behind her, citing this tweet, calling for the mass report on Celestium. See Kirsha saying, active calls for calling for the mass report on Celestium. See Kirsha saying, active calls for brigading are against Twitch TOS. You should look into the suspension. It'd be nice to see something actually done when a streamer is targeted unfairly. You would think this would be
that'd be nice,
cut and dry and easy. Like, here's a person saying, let's mass report this individual, and it's worked before, and cites a specific example. You would think Twitch would look at this and say, yep, that's easy. Okay, we don't have any reason labeled. There's no timestamp, nothing in the initial report of why we banned Celestium. Man, something with the system must have gone wrong. Nope. They're just dead silent. To this day, as of recording this video, it's been days.
As of today, too.
Don't worry. The completely unhinged people came out of the woodwork to celebrate and encourage more of this behavior.
I got blocked by her.
You can see another VTuber by the name of Kitten Paws, who, by the way, has a pinned tweet saying this: "I'll be honest here, my platforms are for people of color, LGBT+, and disabled people. That being said, if you don't fall under any of those categories, you can still enjoy my content, but I will not cater to cis, hetero, white, or abled people for their comfort." Wow. The super progressive people being more offensive than anything you could ever imagine. So it doesn't really surprise me that they would react to Celestium's ban by saying, keep reporting her. This is progress. And they would get bodied. 5
likes, 33 comments, 6 retweets. It had more views, but I like to call that a ratio. Less people saw my my response to her and liked it more. I got blocked by her. I'm a bad person.
33 comments.
I'm just
6,000
saying.
Views, only producing 5 likes is already like.
I even say
enough.
you're
But also,
using,
this
you're
person
going
streams on
against
Twitch,
TOS by
the
doing
way.
this.
And telling your audience to mass report another streamer on Twitch is against their TOS. This is blatant TOS violation for harassment. This is actual harassment and hateful conduct, by the way. But the same person was quoting the fiance of Celestium, who said, "We will be praying for you. Hope you're able to overcome all that misled hatred in your heart. God bless you." And Kitten Paws quotes by saying, "You and your B word are supporting ICE, saying horrendous stuff about LGBT plus people, being misogynistic AF. But I'm the hateful one. Actually, you right. I do have a strong and intense hatred of those who advocate against the rights of marginalized groups, especially pick-me's." Now, of course, you notice that they provide...
They say something else. I wonder if Red puts it in here that I saw that makes you go, oh, they're not a good person. They just like to pretend that they're a good person.
0 examples for anything they're claiming, but they also call Celestium a pick-me while responding to her fiance, the person who picked her. Insane. I mean, I hear I hear the same thing all the time. My wife's called a pick-me. Every single time she has an opinion on anything that people don't like, she's called a pick-me. And it's like, no, she's been picked. Don't worry. That label means absolutely nothing, just like every other buzzword and buzz phrase that exists on social media. But of course, this very, very virtuous person says they hate people who advocate against the rights of marginalized groups. They don't like anything like that happening. Oh, unless they're the ones doing it. So this guy Max, who is a black man, would say, "Yo, Celeste." And in the replies, Kitten Paws would say, "Oh, look, it's our favorite charcoal saltine cracker."
That's the thing I was going to say that she said to someone. I'm like, oh, yeah, totally. Such a good person. Such a good person.
Yeah, this is the person who hates
She
seeing
blocked me because I
minorities being oppressed or any sort of
said
bad
stuff.
behavior towards non-whites. Interesting how they respond to someone with a different opinion. I guess they can be racist in that scenario because they saw someone who's supporting Celestium. Very interesting. But when confronted, they say, "Are you expecting me to deny anything I've said? Because I did say that. However, all you've proved is that I don't have a tolerance for pick-me's. That's not racism, my dear."
You literally just called him a charcoal saltine cracker. You called him... Like, seriously.
Your Honor.
I'm going to say that to
I was
her
simply
one of these days and
addressing
just
a
watch
white
Hero
man, so
just
anything I said cannot
my
be
teeth
held
out.
against me. Totally insane behaviour. But yeah,
Like,
this
what
person
the
still
fuck
get
is
almost
I
every
don't
response
get
involved
people.
in
I
this
really
situation.
don't get
They know
people.
how bad they
Some
look.
people are
They know how unhinged they look, and they're trying to protect their accounts. Now let's return to the Maria Grace individual, the other Christian VTuber we talked about, who was banned for hateful conduct for a week. She also discovered something that is very disturbing. Okay, so in the replies to Kirsch's tweet, she says, yep, he's also been targeting me as well for defending Celeste and likely played a part in getting me banned off Twitch as well. He's even gone as far to, most likely, impersonate Celeste on other platforms and say horrific things in an attempt to defame her. It's legitimately disgusting. I pray to God this man repents before he faces Judgment Day and ceases before he catches actual lawsuits. You can see I'm cropping this out for a reason, where the Ray individual says, scrolling casually on Blue Sky, what the? And it's showing a post made by an account with the name Celestium. Spoiler alert, that is not Celestium, okay? That is an impersonator.
Yeah, Celestium does have a Blue Sky. I don't. I would get banned immediately on Blue Sky. I'm kind of I say things. Celestium's Blue Sky actually is what her Twitter handle is, which is Celestium Art, not Celestium VT. Celestium VT is only for kick, from what I know.
This exchange right here,
maybe also on
censored
Rumble.
For a good reason, where publicly, back in
there we go.
The first week of March, Ray asked Grok to do a vulgar roast of Maria Grace, where it provided this sort of language, and it goes on. Then
vulgar roast of Maria Grace VT, the fluffy Christian sheep boss scripture while her EDS riddled body dislocates like a cheap. Wow. You must have got Mecha Grok for that. Or Mecha Hitler for that version of Grok. Jesus.
And they make a tweet right after that saying, casually scrolling on Blue Sky, what the, with referring to this fake account, probably set up by this Ray individual, let's be real, almost mimicking word for word what was stated in Grok's response, including a very disturbing description, slanderous description of Celestium, and really this deviant, degenerate.
Oh yeah, I see it. That
here
Christian sheep.
kind of
Like,
lies,
okay, yeah.
right in the sort of path of behavior we would expect, because the deeper you dig on this individual, the more disturbing it gets. So this same person, according to
Yep, and these are the other things. Actually, I follow Cousin there, but these are the other tweets I saw, and why I state that they protect diaper sniffers. There's a good one. Yeah,
to the person
they're not a good person.
These tweets back last year, they were referring to Preds on their server that need to do a do not report label on their profile. This is to prevent false reports. And then there's a person tagging the FBI, basically saying, search this person's hard drive. And they say, I do not consent to a search.
Yeah, warrants are an amazing thing. You don't have to consent to the search. If the Fed show up with a warrant, you're kind of fucked. You're screwed. Just saying.
And later on say, well, they don't have probable cause. Do me a favor and self-deport yourself. And they say they're a law expert and that they always clean up their hard drives, and they've bought 4
hard drives recently, all double checked and clean. By the way, really funny thing about hard drives, solid state drives, and M.2s. The reason why you don't have the max, you buy a 4 gig hard drive or solid state drive or M.2. If you can get a 4 gig M.2, you're probably rich. The reason you don't get the maximum amount is for essentially what's called a backup storage that takes everything and compresses it and like stores it. And it stores it for as long as that hard drive is active and can keep memory. Essentially, you can clean your hard drive as much as you want. There is a small portion of data that will always stay there that can be pulled and removed and reconstructed back to normal. From the day you start using that hard drive to the day you stop using it until you destroy that hard drive, it's got that information on it. Just saying. Doesn't matter what you do. There's a way to find the information.
Hard drives recently.
I'm just saying.
And also have a VPN software they offer to predators to ensure privacy safety and enroll them in witness protection programs. We're dealing with a very unstable, unwell individual who also might be engaging in, well, these sorts of behaviors, which, if true, yeah, I think a hard drive check is definitely in order. I'm sorry I'm burying the lead late in the video on this one, but this person is absolutely deranged. Again, this is just some screenshots being shared. The account has been nuked, so this is really the only record.
It's cousin Benny.
Now,
He's
but the whole thing is an
him and I've talked. He's pretty cool.
Now, the same person about 2 days ago went on to Reddit and made an extensive post where they were saying that Celestium was planning to file a cease and desist order on them, and because of that, they were going to back off for a bit from social media, which of course they didn't do, but they are aware of everything going on, and they're trying to recover some of their following, and they're trying to recover from the damage they've suffered as a result of this whole situation. It's basically a giant mess. And despite the fact that their Twitter account has been banned, they had many alts, and at the end of the day, the job was done. Whether it was in part to this person's efforts or part of something bigger, Celestium's account was in fact banned on Twitch, and she would be trending yesterday. That is a very surreal moment. Congratulations, welcome to the club of trending on Twitter as a VTuber, which typically doesn't mean a whole lot of good things for her. It wasn't a good update. It was good in one sense where people rally behind her, but the premise of it wasn't exactly fun.
Yeah.
Where Twitch has denied the appeal from Celestium, saying their account was recently suspended for hateful conduct. A member of their team has reviewed their appeal, and after looking into the details of your case, we have determined that your account will remain suspended due to your violation of community guidelines.
I'm calling bullshit.
There is not
Twitch.
a single example of behavior provided. There is no timestamp. There is nothing. There's nothing to even reflect on. You don't even know what you did. And also, Celestia mentioned that she is in the partner application phase right now. She's trying to become a partner. Maybe this brought more attention or made her account sensitive for some reason. Who knows? But this is ridiculous. There's no platform that should exist where you can have your access taken away for a week or permanently because of a reason not even provided. You just get a general hateful conduct without an actual example of your behavior. At the very least, you could provide a timestamp. But the VOD is gone. She can't even review Twitch's end of it, but she does have versions that were multi-streamed onto other platforms, and from her own review, it's like, it's a usual casual stream. Like, what's the big deal? Who knows? But she would go into this in-depth more on side scrollers. You guys know I go on side scrollers. Celestium does as well, and she talked about this recently, so if you want to get more info about this situation, you can check out one of their latest live streams. But you can see a lot of people weighing in. It's a Gundam saying, Hassan told his audience a week ago to buy drones off a Chinese proxy site so they could buy.
Let me get off this screen because I need to
their
get
political
that man's
Bro.
name off my screen.
People get mad because Celestium has brought up, like, basically, I'm not the golden boy Hassan, so I'm getting trampled over by Twitch, and people are like, it's always about Hassan. Yeah, it's always about Hassan in these scenarios, because he's the guy who can literally do what It's a Gundam just described and get nothing. Not even a 1 day. Nothing. That's totally acceptable behavior, but someone like Celestium gets a week for hateful conduct without a single specific reason as to why. Only terrorist sympathizers, animal abusers, and groomers are allowed on Twitch.com, says Triggerpoint. And you have Smuggleon saying, do you always give no explanation or reason, or is this a special case of we don't care, go F yourself, that you provide VTubers? I mean, it's just beyond that, right? Like, VTubers are already, like, that's like one strike, right? If you're a VTuber, you're getting very poor treatment to begin with on Twitch. But if you're an open Christian, like, this is not a secret at all. If you're an open Christian, I would say a conservative, but even beyond that, if you're like center-leaning on Twitch, you're already putting another potential strike on yourself. So people like Celestium are easy targets for Twitch, and they don't really seem to care. Legal Mindset would say this: yet another example of unfair business practice by Twitch through selective enforcement, slamming Christian VTuber Celestium with a suspension with no explanation, likely because she expressed her genuinely held religious beliefs while freely allowing promotion of violence and terrorism by their Maoist golden boy. Now, of course, if you want to check out Celestium, that's all I really have on the situation for the moment. If you want to help out, check out her Twitter, help share around the post, make some posts yourselves, do what you can. But if you want to find all of that, I think the best way to get all of her links, I'm going to share a link to her video talking about the situation if you want to get her full 17-minute explanation. But also, if you scroll down to the About section, you can see all the relevant socials that you can follow for yourself and check out if you want to see what her content's all about. But yeah, unfair situation once again, and it's like the least I can do to help out and try to bring some attention. So hopefully something good comes out of this. It's already been a couple days wasted on Twitch, which is just very disappointing, but
it is.
Unfortunately, that's what we expect these days. But for now, that's going to do it for today's video. As always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's topics in the comment section down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.
Anyways, that was Rev. Let me not mess things up. Whoop. Get back to my normal size. That was Rev. It says Des. I was talking about the Celestium entire issue. Obviously for the YouTube video. I will have the link to both Rev's video. Go check it out. Go give him support. And of course Celestium's as well, so you can actually hear the entire thing. I was in her stream when she talked about it, so it is one of those things. And it, like, again, I'm not a person to put myself in the middle of something or like white knight for someone or anything like that. But when I see unjust, I will reach out. I will pick up a sword and shield and defend. The only people I will white knight without any issues are friends, and there are specific friends that know I will put my life on the lines even if they think I wouldn't. There are some friends I actually would. Doesn't matter. I would lay down my life to protect them. Simple as that. It really is. So, but go check that out, everyone. I will, like I said, have the links in the description for the YouTube video. And like I said, this is pretty much like probably the biggest drama thing I'm going to touch on. We'll see. It's ever changing. I think like the entire situation is just bullshit. So